Good morning, this is Neil Spate, Thurrock News, and those of you who know your area will know that I'm down in Tilbury, and over in the distance on the gap between the two buildings are Tilbury's 3 block towers, which of course have been the centre of all sorts of attention since Wednesday night last week, when one of the towers, Brisbane House, was subject to an extraordinary flooding incident. Basically a water tank, or pipes from a water tank up in the top of the building, burst, and literally thousands of gallons of water poured down through the 15 flats of the building, continued for some time because the water supply was still going into the tanks. Essex Fire and Rescue were on the scene pretty quickly and managed to stop that. Thurrock Council have you're getting mixed views of what Thurrock Council have done, and basically the housing staff that were on the ground have been tremendously supportive as much as they can. There are some questions being asked about could they have done more, can they do more, and of course there are an awful lot of questions about what happens next. There are still the residents of 60 odd flats who are displaced in varying different places in terms of accommodation. Some are at the Stifford Moat House, some are, I believe, at the Premier Inns, some are with family and friends, and they're dispersed all over the place with no date yet when they'll be able to return to their homes, and indeed what state those homes will be in when they return. I've now come across to the Tilbury Community Resource Centre, which has been, Tilbury Community Centre, which has been a focal point for the local community effort. Lots and lots of things have been brought here for the families in need, and I'm going to go into the building in a minute and have a word with Danny, who's the centre manager, and some of the people who've been actually involved. As you can see, this vehicle here, Marnie's one of the many people who've rallied round helping to support the Tilbury community. I mean, if there is a plus out of this, it shows, Tilbury gets a bad rep from a lot of people, but there can be no doubt that Tilbury is a place where community still matters and lots of things done. And indeed, over the years, I've been in this building on a number of occasions for events that show just how much community spirit there actually is. This has been acting as a holding centre for families to come down and get goods. There's all sorts of clothes, there's blankets, there's toys for the kids, essentials, things like toothpaste and nappies and whatever have also been donated. And as you can see, this really is been a great collecting point for people, and there are lots of people here who are helping out. We'll have a little wander around and we'll just have a chat with some of the people. In particular here you can see there are food and drinks available, and there you go, all the essential items that are definitely needed by these families. More toys for the kids, lots of clothes, cooking items and things, because these families literally were moved out at a moment's notice and placed in the care of the community, and the community has responded. I'm having a quick look round here and it says bedding and all sorts of things here. There's a lady here who's said she'd have a word with me. Rosie, can I just have a quick word with you? I'm sorry to drag you away from Vicky and friends who I'll probably speak to in a minute. So you were actually, you're not in Brisbane, but you're in one of the ones next door. Just tell us exactly what happened as far as you know on the night and what it's been like since.
Well, obviously the water tank burst.
Yep.
I'm not sure if it was a pipe or the tank. The council haven't really confirmed. But it was like the roof had been ripped off and it was Niagara Falls.
Yeah, I've seen pictures.
It was horrendous. Some people had water literally pouring out of their plug sockets, out the light bulbs. It was really, really bad. Some of the flats are really, really damaged. But leading up to that, there's been over 65 reports of structural damage to the buildings.
I've been in the buildings over a number of years as Nub News, and their state of health has not been good for a long time.
No, a long time.
So this is possibly something that's been coming.
Because this was like the tip of the iceberg sort of thing. Yeah,
we did the story, but Rosie, I'll put the links on the main story that I do with this. There is a petition saying enough's enough, it's time for these flats to go, and probably in a similar way that public feeling will lead to what's happened in Blackshots, where the 3 tower blocks there, which are also in an appalling state, they're now all empty. It's taken about 18 months to get everybody moved on. But they're scheduled for demolition, and a new social housing development will follow. Of course, that's going to take years, and there is no immediate solution to what's here. But I think what's been remarkable is the way that local people have responded.
I
mean, how have you seen that?
It is actually really heartwarming to see everyone just come together and create this.
Yeah. And we're here. I'll have a word with Danny in a minute. This facility's open for the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Then it's got to be moved on. And if you look over there in the distance, Danny, who's the community centre manager, is actually talking to Vicky and the team at JTD, who may have a building. All these things have yet to be decided, and of course we will let you know on the news what's happening. But they're trying to find somewhere, because there are functions booked into this building from Thursday, so all this has got to go and be moved somewhere, and they'll need some help to shift it to wherever it's going. But Rory, thank you. I'll let you get on with what you're doing, you're sorting and whatever, and thank you for keeping us in touch and whatever. Vicky, can I just grab Danny for a sec? Yeah, we'll Danny, people who don't know, this is the man who's behind this fantastic facility down here. What have the last few days been like for yourself?
It has just been manic. It's literally just been... It's all been worth it, but it's just been so overwhelming seeing what people have bought down here. I mean, obviously from the Wednesday night when it all happened, I opened from 9 o'clock until 2:30 in the morning, and the last family was triaged out of here at 2:45 in the morning to a hotel. We provided all the tea, coffee, sugars, cups, juice for the children. We put it all on for them because people just wasn't ready for what was going to happen. I've got no words to say, as I say, but as a community centre, as well as it being a function room and everything else, it's about time that we had something in Tilbury where people know that they can come as a safe resting place and know that they can turn to for help.
This could be a really important moment for Tilbury, I think, because I mean, there've been a lot of praise for what's happened from the council. There've been a lot of criticisms. What this does focus on, and I was just talking to Rosie about, people have been moaning and worried and scared about those towers for a long time, and not a lot was done about it. This has now happened. This could now be the catalyst for change, and so with some real effort going into Tilbury. I mean, we've reported on things like the pontoon and the youth zone area, which are, all have their own merits and all have their own disadvantages. But for people at Tilbury, I think there's a general feeling that they get left out.
100%, and it ain't only that as well. I just think that they've got no faith in the people higher above, because money gets spent on things that doesn't need to be spent on, and there's no priorities that are in place. There's nothing to say that the residents of Tilbury, especially like these people that have come out of Brisbane now, they've gone from having a roof over their head to starting to prepare themselves for Christmas with their families to now nothing.
Yeah.
Christmas is not going to be Christmas for these families because they don't know, they've got no stability to know where they're going to be, what they're going to be doing or nothing.
Yeah.
And I just think at the minute it's only that the people of Tilbury and everyone else around organisations and things, as you can see, that are pulled together. So no matter what people's opinion is of people in Tilbury or the reputation that Tilbury has as a whole, one thing you can say is that we don't never stick together as a big group.
Yeah, great, fantastic. And as I say, this is open for the next 2 days, so people are welcome. And you're still taking donations?
We're still taking donations up until tonight. Will be the last time for donations to be booked down.
Yeah.
Tomorrow will be the last day that people can come and get what they want to get for the moment, due to functions and that we've got going on in the business. After that, if we need to do another couple of days, I'm more than happy to take some more time out to get the all back to how it is at the minute, so we can get some more in here and go from there.
Well, on behalf of everybody in Tilbury, not that I'm a focal point for saying that, I know everybody's been amazed at what you've done down here at the community centre. So well done, sir. I think it's been amazing to see. Yeah, and we'll just have a wander around. There are a group here, and people have come down to help. And Vicky here from JDT. JTD, I'll get it right in a minute. But, I mean, you're sort of an outsider looking in. What have you seen about Tilbury?
I just think, how the people that haven't been affected have all come together is, unbelievable, really. And now we're talking about, what can we do after this and how we can help and what can we do moving forward to try and ensure that there's some stability for these families, because at the minute they're in the unknown.
And you're throwing your group behind it as well to help?
So I'm using my staff. We've got 4 here today, and then we're going to start getting the rest of our staff in operations, and anything that they can't store or don't know where to put, we're going to be using our building for that, and we're going to be offering some more warm spaces and some activities and hot food as much as possible, really, just to keep going beyond.
And that's at you just let people know where you're going to be?
So we're at the old Allsett Heath building.
That's right.
At the rugby club, and that's our big hub there. And we've got so much available that people can use that we can hopefully help. And we've also got lots of fundings that we're able to hopefully distribute to be able to support them beyond Christmas.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, thank you. I'm sure you want to crack on. But just people, I mean, this really is a community coming together here on our doorstep. It was obviously a terrible, terrible evening last Wednesday. And as people have remarked, Christmas is coming. A lot of families don't know what they're doing. Let's hope that Thurrock Council can move into a higher gear. I'm not saying they haven't done it, they have done lots, and I'm sure there are thoughts there about what can be done in terms of releasing some funding, finding some funding, and trying to do as much as we can, and also letting people know what is actually happening at Brisbane. Is it going to be reopened? When is it going to be opened? And what is the future for the residents of Tilbury? So, as I say, there's a number of concerns, there's a lot of worries, but there is also a huge amount of pride, and it's really nice to be down here in Tilbury reporting on it. That's Neil Spate, Thurrock News, and we'll keep you in the loop on our site as things go on.